Good morning, beautifuls. It's a wonderful Monday morning here in Southern California. You guys, your girl got up early today. I went to my spin class. I did some quad exercises. Remember, I told you I'm on a mission, so I have things to do, so I needed to get up early, get it done. But last night, I went to go see Air Supply. You guys, I posted some videos, some things on my YouTube and on Instagram. I loved it, loved everything about it. I'm so glad that I actually got a chance to go see them. Finally, I've been trying to go see them, and I got a chance to go see them. You guys, your girl love old British rockers. I know they're British, Australian, whatever. I love British rockers. I do. I just love the fact that they're still out there. They're still working it out. They're still doing concerts. I love everything about it. And the guy that was sitting next to me, I struck up a conversation with him, and I asked him, I said, hey, he had an extra seat, an extra ticket. And I said, how did that come about? Basically, I asked him, I said, who decided that they didn't want to come to this show? And he began to tell me the story, and he was like, well, I bought the ticket for somebody, and we spent all day yesterday, this woman, we spent all day yesterday, Valentine's together, and I got the tickets for today, and she wasn't able to make it. And he basically cut himself off, and he was like, oh, I'll tell you about it later. And I perceived from his conversation that he was disappointed. He was disappointed on whatever occurred. And I could see that he had a little bit of a broken heart. And it made me kind of think about, my own issues and how, when I've had a broken heart. And I was sitting with it for a little bit, and I was like, well, how do you get over a broken heart? How do you mend a broken heart? How do you heal from a broken heart? And I came to the conclusion that you don't heal from a broken heart. You can't do it on your own. And I know a broken heart, you can get a broken heart from a lot of different things. You can get a broken heart from relationships that didn't go well. You can get a broken heart from people who died. You can get a broken heart from a loss. There are tons of reasons why people hearts break. And it's more because they had an expectation. They thought something was going to be forever, or something was going to be for a particular period of time, and it didn't work out that way. And it will cause you to have a broken heart. And you guys, I remember when Andrew Fletch of Depeche Mode died. My gosh, I cried for like 2 weeks. I cried for 2 weeks. I mourned so hard. My heart was broken. And my heart wasn't broken only because he died. My heart was also broken because I had in my mind that one day I was going to meet all the members of the band. One day I was going to be able to interview them. One day this, one day that with Depeche Mode. I had all this expectations. And then when he died, those enemies of the state came right in, and they were like, look, see, you was a dummy for thinking you were ever going to meet them. Look, now that he's gone, you definitely ain't ever going to talk to him. You're not going to meet the band. You're not going to be able to have a conversation with them. All these things started to occur into my mind, and I had to work to push those things out of my mind and say, you know what, I'm still going to believe. I am still going to go forward. And whether I was able to interview Andrew Fletch on this side, or if we're together on the next side, we are going to have a conversation. So there is comfort and solace of that. But thinking about a broken heart, I was also going back to the woman at the well. You guys, we've been talking about for the past couple of days, my sassy Samaritan. You guys, this story in John chapter 4, there's so much meat. There's so much meat to this story, and there's so many things that could be applicable. You guys, again, she had this date with destiny with Jesus. He told her all about herself. She was so just in awe of this conversation that she had with him that she dropped what she was doing and she ran to the city, and she told all the guys, hey, I think this guy is the Messiah. I think you need to come out. I think you need to come check it out, because I think I found him. And so what I also thought was interesting is that all of her bad relationships didn't cause her to just run to the women and say, bump these niggas. I ain't going to them. I'm going to go to the women. I ain't talking to none of them. Because I can almost guarantee, you guys, that at least one of those men that she ran up to was one of her exes. I'm pretty sure she done been married 5 times, and she's shacking up with somebody now. I can almost guarantee that one of them guys was one of her exes. And so she didn't cause that experience, that past experience, to negate the mission, which is to shout it from the rooftops that, hey, I think I found the Messiah. I think I found him. She released them of that, and she went ahead and she told them, and they came out, they saw him, they saw for themselves who he really is. So again, going back to a broken heart, I don't believe that you can mend a broken heart, that you can heal. I don't think that we can do it. I think that that's something that Jesus needs to do, because he said it himself. He said that he came to heal the brokenhearted. Now, if we could do it ourselves, why did he need to come and heal us from our broken heart? So, but I do think that there are indicators that you have been healed from a broken heart. And one of those indicators, again, like I said, is the speed in which you forgive. The speed in which you forgive. Now, understand, that doesn't mean what people did is right. I'm not negating justice. Doesn't mean do it right. Doesn't mean that you have to invite them back into your life. Doesn't mean that you have to talk to them again. It just means that you have to release them and let them go. And I also have to say, while I was meditating on this and thinking about this, is that the reason why we allow our hearts to break is because our hearts were hard. Our hearts were hard. And what causes hard-heartedness spiritually is idolatry. You put something above God, you put something above Jesus, it's going to cause your heart to be hardened, as we saw in Exodus. It's going to cause your heart to be hardened, and it's going to break like that. It's going to easily break. And it reminds me of when this woman encountered Jesus at the well. Water is always a theme. Sometimes it represents the spirit. It made me think about Squid Games. You guys saw the first season of Squid Games when the main character, he got that cookie and he picked the umbrella and he was like, I'm dying. I'm dying today. They're going to shoot me in the head. I'm dying today. And he's sweating so hard because he's worried. He's like, I'm going to die. And he saw that sweat hit that cookie and he realized that the moisture made that cookie pliable. My daughter hates when I say moist. When that moisture made that cookie pliable, then he realized that he had a way out. He had a way out. And that's your way out of a broken heart. You allow the living word to get down into your heart and get down into you and mend it, right? Make it pliable. Make it not so hard-heartedness. And because when you listen, you get into a relationship, your heart is hard. It's been broken. You thought you done picked up all the pieces, but it's scattered everywhere. You done tried to sweep the floor of your life. But you guys know when you break something, you find a piece months later, sometimes years later. And so you allow somebody else in your life with a broken heart that you think you mended yourself. You think you did it on you. You thought you swept it all yourself. You thought you got all the pieces together yourself. And then that person comes into your life. They get comfortable. They take up their Adidas and they walking into your life. And then they get got by a shard that you missed because you thought you could do it yourself. You thought that you could mend your own broken heart. So I'm saying, I want to encourage you guys to allow Jesus to mend your heart, to allow him to heal those places, to allow the water of the living God, the living water, to get down in there and to make it pliable so that it's not susceptible to brokenness, right? That you're not susceptible to brokenness. And also the indicator by which you know that your heart has been healed is by the speed in which you can forgive. Okay, you guys, we're still in the month of February. You guys, we're still in the month of February. We're still loving on one another. And I got some song suggestions to you, a little bit of a broken-hearted kind of songs, but songs that I actually like, and I'm going to suggest them. I'm also going to post them in my Instagram. You guys go on my Instagram and you'll see just a little fun thing that I like to do, trying to make memories for my family and for myself. But I'm going to post those songs. And so the first song is Free Yourself by Fantasia. Fantasia, her music is played in my household. My girls love Fantasia. The babies love Fantasia. I love this song, Free Yourself. The second song is, we're going to go with God Give Me Strength. And we're going to do the Alison Moyet version. There's a couple of versions out there. I'm going to pick the Alison Moyet. It's a song that's written by Elvis Costello. He wrote it for the film Grace of My Heart. I love this film. Grace of My Heart, it starred Ileana Douglas, Matt Damon, John Turturro, Eric Stoltz. It was a great film. Basically, it was like a biopic of Carole King, if you guys remember that film. But it's called God Give Me Strength. I'm going to go ahead and do the Alison Moyet. She's going to be touring pretty soon, so I want to do that plug. But my favorite version of that song is done by an artist. She's a local Philadelphia artist. I saw her on YouTube at the piano. Her name is Anomaly. If you guys go on YouTube and you find Anomaly, and it's spelled capital A-N, capital O-M-A-L-I-E. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And she has a version of God Give Me Strength, and she blows it out of the water. But we're going to go ahead and utilize Alison Moyet's version of God Give Me Strength. So that's song number 2. And song number 3 is Leaving on Your Mind by Patsy Cline. You guys don't sleep on Patsy Cline. Don't sleep on Miss Patsy Cline, you guys. I love me some Patsy Cline, and I think that this particular song by Patsy Cline is fitting. So we have Free Yourself by Fantasia, God Give Me Strength by Alison, the Alison Moyet version written by Elvis Costello, and Patsy Cline's Leaving on Your Mind. All right, you guys, I will see you later on this week. And remember, I am here. Melanin Monarchy is here to encourage you to have a life that is better and brighter. I see you next time. Have a blessed week. Toodle pip.